The details now. Barely 24 hours after armed men gunned down a mobile money vendor at Onwe, close to Ejisu, police have arrested some persons who are suspected to have been involved in the killing. Suspects believed to have killed Owusu Ejikum, 32, were found with an AK-47 rifle later by police. Now, this brings to 3 people shot by robbers in the past 2 months in the region. Nanaya Ojima was at the scene and filed this report.
This is Onwe roundabout, the commercial hub of the town where the incident occurred. The suspected killers had come in to transact business. Few minutes after the transaction began, one went to the back and the other stayed here, having conversations with him. The one who went to the back demanded that he give him his bag in which he kept the money he had made in the day. Nobody can tell what exactly happened in there. But few minutes later, the one in the front shot him and he died on his way to the hospital. Unit Committee Chairman Paul Atta tells Love News the robbers who came on foot shot randomly to scare people who came after them. Bullets could be seen on some of the buildings here.
Some people chased them because of the gun that they were holding. They gave several warning shots, which even one of them even affected the pipe around. An incident like a robbery with gun like this, in fact, it's something that really happened over here. Previously, around the road from Ejisu to Onwe, we have some bridge or that bridge over there that I've heard previously when the road was not correct. Some people also attacked some drivers over there and they shot the driver to death. Assembly member Kweku Dede, who is shocked by the incident, says they have started deliberations on how to improve security in the area.
And so we called the divisional police commander and the chief of the town and the elders and the committee member. So this afternoon we want to meet and put some measures together so that the security of Onwe people should be safe.
At the family house of the deceased, many have gathered to commiserate with the family. Owusu was the breadwinner. He took care of his mother, siblings, a wife and 2 children. Police in Ejisu have visited the scene twice after the incident as part of investigations. Nanaya Ojima reporting.
While the Ashanti Region Police Command says it has made some arrests in relation to the incident, ASP Godwin Ahianyo is PRO.
And when they conducted a search in their vehicle, they found some items in the vehicle, including an AK-47 assault rifle. We have done some physical examination and other evidence we have gathered so far is giving us some assurance that this suspect that has been arrested has a connection with the earlier robbery. So we are showing the general public that we are making some inroads in the appropriate time. We'll come out with the full details. Also be rest assured that whoever has a hand in this very heinous crime will be arrested and made to face the full rigors of the law. He is in our custody. We are on the heels of other accomplices. So the public, as I indicated earlier, should remain calm as the command will do everything possible to get the perpetrators in all the crimes that have been committed in the region arrested.
A Live News reporter, Nanaya Ojima, joins the show. Thank you, Nanaya. Beyond this incident, residents in the Ashanti region are generally concerned. This is the 3rd in 2 months, and it appears that security is declining in the Ashanti region. How has the police been reacting to the general concerns of residents about security?
Benis, let me first take you through the series of killings that we've had in the Ashanti region. And it started with the killing of this woman who was trying to save her son in such a similar armed robbery attack. And from her, it moved to a pastor who was also murdered somewhere around Santasi. And now we have the mobile money vendor who was also killed 2 days ago by this group in Ejisu, Onwe. So it's been a series of that, and we can say the hotspots has been the Santasi area, Santasi, Enyinam, and those communities around there. And now the police say they've mounted search for these people as they continue to investigate these issues. They've also strengthened police patrol in these areas, especially in the evenings. And now police is asking the general public to volunteer information to help them fight these series of crimes in the region. According to the police, a lot of the people in the region are not volunteering information, and what they've gathered so far is that a lot of these armed robbers and people who perpetrate such crime are people living in these communities, and they are known by the members of the community. So police want the people to volunteer information to the police so that they can work on the insecurity which is creeping into the Ashanti region. Beyond the killings, there are other robbery incidents where even though people are not killed, their properties are taken away from them.
Nanaya, so just tell us what the mood is in the region as a result of the incident you've mentioned.
All right, so I've personally reported on some of these issues, and yesterday at Ejisu Onwe, the people were very, very angry. Some of them say the lighting in the area is not too good, and there's the need for the assembly member and authorities to fix the street lights in the area. Checking the mood in Santasi now, a lot of people have to leave the central business district very early to their homes because they know that their areas are not secured. And I've been picking information that there are some people around Santasi in one of the communities who are threatened to demonstrate in the Ashanti region because they say their roads are poor. And it's one of the factors why it's been difficult for them to trace or track these criminals when they come around. And due to the poor nature of the road, criminals have taken advantage of that and robbing people on the road and all those things. So these are a number of issues. People are pointing to a number of issues they believe are the reasons why they continue to record such incidents in their area. So now a lot of people in Kumasi, to be precise, are being very, very cautious of where they go, especially at night.
Thank you very much. Nanaya Ojima is a reporter with Love FM in Kumasi. Now joining us is Prosper Ninoti Ado. He's a security analyst. Thank you for your time this morning. So we've heard from Nanaya Ojima. He says the police claim residents are not volunteering information about perpetrators of these crimes, including murder. And we also know that in times past, some informants have been very disappointed in how police handled information they passed on. What does this give you, what sense does this give you generally about the relationship between residents and the police in handling crime?
Can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. I must start by saying that it's quite worrying that these trends are still unfolding. Indeed, this is not the first time. It has happened severally over the years. And as a stable democracy, you still experience these things, even in the United States and all over the world. So it is not really a peculiar, I should say, situation. But it's also unfortunate because, you see, as you asked about partnerships, the police can only be effective when they get the support of the public. And over the years, we've talked about civil-police relations and the fact that the police must build trust and confidence in their institutions first and foremost. And given that, you would also have the people having the confidence and willing to support. I don't have the full details of this particular case, and I wouldn't know why people will refuse to give the needed support. But ideally, information should be volunteered for the police to be able to do their job. Perhaps there may be concerns about if you volunteer information and the culprits get to know that you are the one, you will not feel safe and protected. And given that you also have family and you are a breadwinner for the family and all that, you hesitate. And so the whole notion of how well do people feel safe when they divulge information to the police to do their work is also crucial. And I suppose this could be one or two reasons why they are not coming forth as required.
I want to believe that you have studied the Ashanti region security situation for some time now. There's been a lot of concern about that, reported murders and robberies. What should the Ashanti region police command be really looking at? Because it appears that this festers despite the reports and the call for citizens to be vigilant and join in the fight.
Yes, and of course, it's also not the Ashanti region, but also to say that, normally when you're getting towards elections, you notice a trend developing. You get a lot of ritual murders. And also, apart from the ritual murders, there are also other killings, targeted killings. Even in the sub-region, I've been in Liberia, and when it's getting to elections, young boys, young girls vanish. Sometimes older people are killed and left on the street with parts extracted from them and all that, unfortunately. And so these are things that keep happening over the years. But the thing is that normally there should be an effort to sensitize people when these times are getting closer, that you have to be vigilant. Everybody has to be each other's watch, because you would know that these things intensify at certain periods in time. The robbery issues have been things that have been around, and as a developing a developing country, even in the developed countries, you still get them happening. And so this, like you said, requires that we work hand in hand with the police to help contain the issue. Let me just mention two things. The first is that the police must continue to build that confidence, both in their service and also assure the public that those who come to volunteer information will be safe, will be secure. The second aspect is that if somebody is arrested, it must not be a mob action. The person must be taken to the police. But do they have trust and confidence that justice will be meted out? Because then eventually you see the person walking the streets again and goes back into the same trade. There has been instances, and in some of these interviews, where you have police being accomplices. When they are arrested, they will tell you, well, they are undercover agents. How true that is, we do not know. And so you also have issues for the police themselves to address, and also create confidence in the fact that they are working with partners. And if they have the assurance and the confidence in them, some of these issues can be very well addressed.
I appreciate your time this morning. Prosper Nino Teado is a security analyst, and he's been sharing his thoughts on security with particular interest to that incident that occurred at Ejisu, Onwe.